Melodie Provenzano, and she has these 3 beautiful paintings in the show. Tell us, where did you go to school?
I went to Parsons School of Design here in Manhattan, and I graduated in 1996 for my BFA.
And you've been painting for a long time.
Yeah, I have. And we went to the caves in Millau, in the south of France, in the Pyrenees Mountains. And you have a light, and you go through this cave, and you travel pretty far deep into the cave. And then when you get to this very amazing spot, they turn on the lights, and you see all these cave paintings that were created 14,000 years ago by these creative people, and it's overwhelmingly profound. It's so
what are they? Was it the figures or animals?
Animals mostly. I feel connected to that creative spirit, Like I feel like the people who made those cave paintings are not much different than what creates me or what propels me to create. So with this Through the Trees body of work, I felt like I was connecting to that creative spirit, because I feel like these works have something to do with nature. I use these glass trees, which you can see through, and then the objects are in the trees. So that's why the whole series is called Through the Trees. And then the objects that I've chosen, like this over here, this Venus of Willendorf. This is a candle. It's a replica of the Venus of Willendorf. But the real Venus of Willendorf was discovered about 28,000 years ago. So someone made her out of limestone in Austria, and they found her, and it's just incredible to me that these people in Paleolithic times were creating these objects. And this is the totem pole here. And these were made, totem poles, this is a ceramic salt and pepper shaker that I have. But the real totem poles that this is based on were made by Pacific Northwest indigenous people in the late 1800s and 1900s. And these, have significance and meaning for the families that create these poles. For me, the eight balls, even though they're these man-made objects, somehow they look like planets, and these glass trees, all these reflections, and when you look up into the sky and you see the stars and the universe, it gives this kind of universal nature feeling to me. These drawings take a long time, so I'll spend a week looking at one object and rendering it and refining it so that it looks like the object that I'm looking at. And that importance that I give these banal objects, these objects here, they're replicas of things that are already important, But then when you make a candle out of it, and you sell it at some corporate store, it loses that, it's not like going to see the real Venus of Willendorf in the museum in Austria. Looking at this candle isn't the same. But for me, it kind of is. And why I do that, I don't know, but I guess life is exciting, and even the most trivial things can have a lot of meaning and significance if you want them to. Which reminds me, these totem poles, they are mostly meaningful to the people who create them because they know what all these animals are referring to. But even though I don't know what any of these animals are referring to, when I look at it, I still get this feeling ooh, that's exciting, and I know it has meaning, even though I don't really know what that meaning is. And that's kind of like life too.
And what